What's the deal? You already know what it is. Back this one, another video to pump out to my young boys, maybe girls, but nah, today we doing something a little different. Well, I actually done videos while I was driving before, so this ain't nothing necessarily new to me for real, but you know, this is don't try this at home. But hopefully the audio and everything is coming in clear. You know, the camera mic, I got a Rode mic. It's time for you to come in the clutch. So, but yeah, no, what's going on with y'all? I hope everybody is having a fantabulous day. Hope everybody's doing well. And you know, I really wanted to get on here. Damn. Don't try this at home, kids. A recent topic that's been, you know, kind of playing on my mind as of late. And, you know, I feel like this thing is pretty much going under the radar. And a lot of people aren't necessarily aware of exactly what's going on. Now, I'm gonna stop speaking in code and get y'all pretty much get into what it is we're gonna be talking about. So recently I've been watching, you know, I've been tuning in to like these the streamers, and I believe I made a video already talking about streamers and, you know, some of the suspect things I've been seeing going on those platforms and on those channels. But or I don't know, maybe I made the video or maybe I scrapped it. I made it and scrapped it, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna look back, and if I scrapped it, I'm gonna just sit up there and put some of that stuff that I had for that video into this video, because clearly, you know, this thing it hasn't gotten better. So as of recently, I've been tuning into these streamers and these content creators, see what they've been, you know, just checking out the streams and stuff. You know, I've been having some bit of spare time, so I've been, you know, just, you know, going and checking and see what they got going on, basically. And for those of you who don't know, when it comes to, you know, the streamer side of things, like when it comes to Twitch streaming, all of that type of stuff, these guys pretty much have some of the biggest followings, you know, the biggest audiences and followings, pretty much, you know, some of the biggest in the world, for real. I mean, you look at content creators like Kai Cenat, you know, your Aiden Ross, iShowSpeed, you know, these guys is racking in, you know, hundreds and thousands of views, you know, a stream. You know, accumulatively, I'll probably say these guys have millions of viewers, you know, just together, that whole little like ecosystem, because they all kind of part of the same, you know, culture, same group, you know, they all kind of in the same bunch. So these guys have millions and millions, these guys get millions and millions of views a stream. And, you know, for the most part, it's really the youth that's watching them. You know, it's younger guys, you know, younger men, younger women, you know, ranging from different ages. I say probably majority young men though, but the age range is usually probably is from like, you know, you looking at kids as young as like 7, 8, all the way to, you know, 16, 17, 18. And, you know, obviously it's some older folks in there in the mix that watch them, but, you know, I know that's pretty much, I'm sure that's not like the main audience. You get what I'm saying? So it's like majority of the people that's watching them are the youth though. You know, kids is not sitting up there booting up, you know, YouTube videos like they used to. They not watching PewDiePie and all of this type of stuff, and all these YouTubers play games and stuff like that. They pretty much going on Twitch, and then they watching their favorite streamers for the most part, and then, you know, they streamers play games and do all sorts of stuff, IRL content, whatever. But that's pretty much what's going on in, you know, that world, the streaming world. And that's pretty much, you know, what the kids are consuming. Now, where does the problem come in at? The problem come in at, because as I'm watching this stuff, and I'm just kind of like paying attention to these guys' mannerisms, they, you know, the way they move, the way they kind of carry themselves, and you know, things ain't looking too straight. You know, things ain't looking too straight edge, and I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to believe that it really is like a spirit that's going around inside of that algorithm, or these guys is like being chosen or something. But it's no coincidence though. But yeah, as I was saying though, it's no coincidence that we starting to find out that a lot of these guys is pretty much like on suspect timing. You know, I believe it kind of started with Adin Ross, you know, and this is a thing, and before I get into Adin Ross, this is kind of a thing in our communities that I don't know. I feel like this concept of joking and being like jokingly homosexual, like that's not nothing new, you know, that's not nothing that's foreign. Like, you know, guys did that when they were younger, and I'm guilty of it, you know, joking and being like fake homosexual or whatever. It's like it's a common thing. Like, it's something, well, at least it was at, you know, my schools, the schools I've been to. Every school that I've been to, I've encountered young men who jokingly be homosexual. You know, they crack jokes and just be fake gay. You know, that's like comedic or whatever. But fast forward, you know, streaming start coming around, and these guys are still like kind of doing it, faking gay. But you know, they are younger guys. Like, these streamers, they a little older now, and they like early 20s and stuff now. But when these guys was first coming around, like Yo Casanas, Adin Ross, these guys was like 19 years old. And you know, before that, they probably was like 17, 18 when they started catching like actual fame. So, you know, with that. But you know, like, okay, so then, you know, you got guys like Adin Ross who come around, and these dudes, you know, these guys are like joking gay, but this dude is like kind of taking it to the next level. You know, I feel like when it comes to that joking gay stuff, taking it to the next level is when you're like physically touching another man in like inappropriate kind of way, in a way that where they'll be like, yeah, this is gay. And you know, you move beyond just, oh, I'm talking gay, or I'm saying something that's like a little sus. Now you just all out, you know, you're touching and feeling on other guys and stuff like that. And then, you know, I personally feel like that's a way different ball game. You know, some people might be like, oh, you know, now, I ain't even gonna say some people. Now, I personally feel like you shouldn't do any of it. Like, you shouldn't talk, play, or, you know, nothing. But, you know, some people might be like, oh, you know, talking is one thing, you just saying it. But when you like, all right, touching somebody, you know, you taking it to a different level. And that's kind of how I seen it when Adin Ross first started coming around, and he was, you know, just doing weird stuff, sitting on guys' laps and, you know, rubbing people and just touching, like, just all sorts of other stuff where I'm like, okay, this guy might actually be really gay. And then, you know, on top of that is mannerisms and different things, and you just like, okay, something is off about this guy. And now, as I'm coming into more understanding as far as how like this system works, I'm starting to see like kind of like new angles to it, because it's like this dude Adin, if you don't know Adin, like, he has a lot of money. Like, Adin has a lot of money just off of, you know, the type of stuff you see him do. Like, he be gifting, you know, his fellow streamers and stuff, cars, watches, all sorts of different things, and where it's like, okay, this dude clearly has bank. And you know, it's not the same can be said to all of these other guys. Your Kai Cenats, he just bought his friends a house, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But he just bought, a group of his friends a house, and Speed. All of these guys have a lot of money, and as I'm again learning the system and how these things go, it's clear that something is pouring into these guys. These guys is being poured into by external sources or whatever. And then when you look at it, the things that it is that these guys is doing, again, like your Adin Ross is giving the vibes of this guy's like a gatekeeper or something like that. And if you look at, if you really search Adin Ross up on YouTube, like I said, there's no shortage of videos on exposing Adin Ross for being kind of like, a fruity gatekeeper kind of vibe that he gives off. It's these guys sit up there, they be normal or whatever, and then they be chilling, and then they sit up there and link up with Adin Ross, and Adin start doing like sus jokes to them and all this type of weird stuff. He started emasculating them, and then it just be like, I don't know, I think they be like different a little bit afterwards. Or even if the dudes sit up there and have their own kind of like sus jokes or sus lingo that they'll have when they sit up there and go to Adin Ross, Adin will really be about that. Like you sit up there and tell a sus joke to him or something along those lines, he's gonna challenge you on that. He's really gonna be about that. He's really gonna be like, oh, let's see you really get like that, because I'm about to get like that with you. And it be like weird. But fast forward, I'm looking at Kai Cenat, looking at some of his recent streams and whatever, and it's just the mannerisms. I'm gonna put this stuff up. I'm gonna just be dropping clips in the when I go back and edit all of this. I'm gonna just drop the clips, and y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if I'm reaching or y'all see what I see, because some of the things that we seeing that we just letting go under the rug, like this dude Kai and one of the other streamers, I Show Speed, these guys literally showered together. These guys literally had a segment in a stream where they got in the shower together. And it's just sus. It's just like, no, what is going on here? But then, people that sit up there and be like, oh, it's just content, or they just playing, whatever. But I really think it's something real dark going on inside of the streamer world. And I think it's really a spirit moving around that streaming world, that streamer apparatus. And they trying to sit up there and push that on the youth. Because these guys literally have the youth in the palm of their hands. Like, if you don't know that these streamers have the youth, I know I got a lot of older people watching this type of stuff, watching my content or whatever. But if you don't know these guys, these streamers, then you need to get familiar with them, because these guys have the youth in the palm of their hands. All the kids want to be a streamer. All the kids want to be like these guys. All the kids is tuning into these guys' streams. Like, these guys average hundreds of thousands of people in their lives at a time. And it's majority children watching them. So, yeah, you'd be a fool to think that the powers that be don't have some kind of influence over these guys and getting them to push a certain thing. And then, like I said, I'm gonna just do a montage of clips where I just really show y'all a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing in these streams and a lot of the weird stuff that be going on, and I'm gonna let y'all be the judge. Do y'all think that it's normal that these grown men sit up there and keep on being sus and being weird like that with each other? Like, I don't do that with none of my homies. None of my friends, we don't do that type of stuff. That's just not it. So, especially not as no adult male. And you gonna see that these guys sit up there. It's another trend that's been going on where these guys sit up there, they get a bunch of money, right? They get a huge following, accumulate a bunch of bread, and then next thing you know, they start having these houses. They get these big old houses, big old mansions, whatever, and they move a bunch of streamers or a bunch of content creators that's kind of like in the same niche or whatever as them, and they all kind of just get in. They just all pile up inside of the house, and they just all be sus in there. They just do weird sus stuff in these houses, and I'm just wondering, like, what's really going on in these houses? What's going on in these houses? Because I done seen some weird stuff going on. I done seen some weird moments. And like I said, I'm gonna just drop the clips and let y'all be the judge of it. But the stuff that I've been seeing though, this stuff gotta come before the congregation. This is what the kids is watching. This is what they into. So we gotta really see what's going on for real. But I'm almost arriving at my destination. I'm gonna chop this up and then get back with y'all in a minute.
You had a game?
I had a basketball game.
Bro, what? Yeah, I just realized something.
Bro, I got a basketball.
You know what it means that we finally have Kai here?
What? What?
We have to, you know.
Have to what?
Initiate you.
Yeah, no. Nah. What? Come on, what are you doing, bro? Make it easier. Make it easier. Make it easier. Go to the door, son. Go to the door. Tell the person. Top 19. No, I'm gonna be there. Good, I'm gonna be there. Look, chat. I'm gonna be there to make sure everything's good, okay? No, I'm not moving in the crib, bitch. Oh, you know what? Nigga, I got my A&P there. Like, we doing. No, we good. We good. But when your crib without a juice, don't come up here. Hey, when y'all throwing out the ghosts and shit, don't come over here. My nigga says this is going off right now, and I feel like you off some weird shit. Put on now for them.
I just saw Max asshole. I swear to God, I just saw Max asshole. I swear, I just saw Max asshole. 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 Max just came in my room and showed me his ass. Max just came in my room and spread his ass cheeks. Max just came in my room, bent over and spread his ass cheeks. I just saw Max's hairy ass butt. I just saw Max's hairy ass. We're gonna have a conversation with that.
So again, this is just like is just concerning. You know, is honestly concerning because it's like why are they playing like this? Is my thing.
Since I pulled it down, it's probably like he saw. Feel me? Y'all feel what I'm saying? Really, what I did was I pulled it down. I jumped a little. I feel like this nigga's lying. He did not see my ass, bro. Do it again.
And but look, they eating this up. You think this grown men behind the camera talking about do it again and all of this other type of stuff, bro?
We gotta talk for a second, though.
All right, what?
Get on your knees.
What?
Get on your knees.
Get on my knees.
Yeah, come on. Get on your knees. No! My God, no. No, nigga.
Really bad. That's gonna look really
You're a
bad.
weirdo.
Bro, that's...
What's up, lazy chat? Alright, come on, get on.
Hey, got room for one more. Like, why do they do this type of stuff? Oh, and then he turns around.
What y'all talking about?
Alright, hold on. We gotta keep this brief because I do gotta do.
Look at this. Bro.
Be back. I'm trying to fuck side down. Abby, you know we deep it. He want me back her here. Got picking up through the side and green. We getting young fresh to death when I pop out. Three, one. My main squeeze, like, how you doing?
You say your main what?
Main squeeze. Main squeeze. Like, you know how, like, chat.
I'll give it up, bro. I miss you too, bro.
My body's no good. Like, it's like ever since, like, no shade.
Nigga got aura.
Nah, no, this is a bitch. We are a bitch. Not only got aura, but no shade. Ever since you've been gone, it's like having myself. It's like no shade. Like I've been telling everybody that.
You got me cheesing, bro. You got me cheesing. Nigga, what the? Chill, bro. You got me cheesing. Nigga, what the? Okay.
Bro,
It's already just right here. It's like, you know, cause it's like, I don't know, bro. It's just something about it. I couldn't see myself being in that position. Like how he's sitting there on the ground. It's a chair right there. It's a chair right there. Why is he sitting on the ground, legs out, spread, and you not fully dressed either? It's just like, it's just weird, bro. It's just weird. This was the clip that did it, bro.
Okay. You know what? How about this?
Let's go! Cameroon, Serbia, Korea,
Even he started looking.
Netherlands, Senegal, Costa Rica. Let's play football.
And I believe this is after or the same day that he sat up there and showed him his butt. Like, what do they have going on in this house? But the thing is, again, going back to the FaZe Banks guy, seeing what he did, the timing he on, he recruited all these guys. So, I mean, it's looking like, you know, this whole space is compromised on the floor in a man's room, bro. It's just like these new guys. It's like,
Hold the fuck up, nigga. It's 1-1. Song, bro. That's actually those last two songs were actually two flights like actual.
dog. Nah, I remember this. This is where I really had to completely tap out. This one I really knew it was over with. There's no explaining nothing like this.
Good songs, no trolls. But now it's 1-1 speed versus flight. Go ahead, bro.
Like,
Tails?
it's like, what is he doing, bro? Is his mating call or something? Like, what type of, like, bro, to put this in perspective, this dude walked into this man's room potentially after he just showed him his butt, and he stretched out across his floor with his legs open in a tank top and short shorts. Like, I don't know. It's just a lot of strange stuff going on in this streaming space. And it's kind of just like, bruh, at the end of the day, make sure y'all watching what y'all kids is watching. Make sure y'all paying attention to all of that, because these dudes is coming in the auspice of was clouded, was wavy, was cool, was hot, I guess. But in actuality, it seemed like they coming compromised and full of agendas that they ready to push. And recently it was a YouTuber, Soluminati, that came about, and he kind of touched on this a little bit, talking about these guys and talking about their groups and all of that type of stuff. And I seen some of their reactions to it, and it's kind of like they coming in the, in a spirit of, oh, why do you care? Or kind of like, conspiracy theorists, we just chilling. I'm not really that. I'm just, whatever. And it's just like, it's a lot of ignorance at the same time too. These guys is young, so they think that everybody thinking too deep about it, and you thinking about the kids and all of that type of stuff, but it's real psychological warfare being played on the youth right now. And it's through guys like this that's making weirdo stuff like this, normal. And I hope these guys can sit up there and turn away from doing stuff like this, because it's not a good look. Like, when you sit up there and get older and you have children of your own eventually, this is not the kind of digital footprint that you want. You don't want your kids to see you legs spread open, vulnerable to another man. It's just not a good look. So yeah, I hope y'all can clean this up, because this is, at this rate, it's not looking too well. But yeah, y'all, my thoughts 7 months ago pretty much still holds up. I pray that these guys can sit up there and come out of that spirit that they are clearly under. Like I said, it's not a good look for your future digital imprint. A lot of these guys have girlfriends now that I'm seeing, and it's like, I'd imagine it's kind of hard to really have that woman's full respect when she see you online doing compromise and stuff like this. So, I just hope they leave this stuff alone and stop going about, their careers that way to gain attention and whatever it is they're trying to get. So, again, that's pretty much the video for today. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Road to 1K. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all. Take care. Stay safe. I'm on y'all, boys.
This that reality shit.